Hi, it's me again. Somehow I feel worse than yesterday. I don't know how that happened. And TV's on in the background. I don't want that right now. Okay, so yesterday I made a rage-filled video, and I know I made that Xfinity series video way back. I don't know, it was like after the Phoenix Xfinity race or something. I don't remember, but basically all I did was yell in the last one, which was fun. It was fun to do that, but I think my points are lost in the grand scheme of things. So here is a really down to earth version. So basically, what I'm mad about in the Xfinity series is not the fact that Kyle Busch won. I mean, that's a huge factor, but it's not that. It's that when Cup drivers go down into the series, prize money, points, and attention is taken away from the people who actually need it. Because the people who are racing in the Xfinity series now, I mean, before, it was kind of its own thing. Cup drivers would come in occasionally, but you had people like David Green, Sam Ard, guys who are like Matt Crafton, and their only purpose is to race in the series. They really don't have the goal of moving up. Now the Xfinity series is a feeder series, which is why it's called Names Are Made Here. Because you got Elliott who moved up, you had Larson who moved up, if you count Larson, and Blaney if you count Blaney, and Eric Jones next year, I'm pretty sure. But the point is, once Cup drivers go down, prize money, I can't even remember all the points I made. Prize money, attention, and points, I think, were my other one. Yeah, all three of that is taken away from the Xfinity drivers who actually need it. Why do they need it? Well, the biggest reason why none move up anymore and no one is legitimized is because Sprint Cup drivers take all of the wins. And this happening, it once again takes away prize money, attention, and points from the drivers who need it. You see, if someone like Bubba Wallace could win a race, take his car to the front, and he'll be like, "Yo, guys, look at how good I am," and that's how you get sponsors. You see, that's the fourth thing that this takes away is sponsors. Everyone always says, every single time I make a video like that, everyone's always like, "Well, if those pickup drivers weren't in there, then they never get any sponsors," which is true for a couple of years. Because once you get Sprint Cup drivers out, the Xfinity drivers start winning races. And sponsors aren't looking at, up-and-coming guys with good stories. They're looking for people who can give them results, give their company exposure. Because if you're just going to run 15th the entire time, who's going to want to sponsor that? Unless you're Speed Stick and like to sponsor premium. But even a premium sponsorship, that's what? Maybe $50,000 at the absolute most per race? I mean, that's just getting your feet wet kind of sponsor. I wouldn't be surprised if Speed Stick moved on to maybe Richard Childress Racing in a couple of years. That's the big thing, Yep, Pingas, of course. Just obligatory at this point. So, you see, once the Cup drivers get out, then the Xfinity Series drivers can start getting more sponsors. Take, for example, John Hunter Nemechek. Wins 2 races in the Truck Series, he suddenly picks up sponsorship. He lost it at the last race. But he had sponsorship for a couple of races this year. See, that's what I'm talking about. Once drivers can start showing their prowess, suddenly the sponsorship offers, they come flying in. Crazy how that works, Crazy. And the reason that I like the John Hunter Nemechek example is because there have been barely any Cup drivers racing in that series this year. And you see all these new sponsors coming in. Jive for John West Townley. Who else? There really haven't been that many, honestly. But this is just the first year with few Sprint Cup drivers, and Kyle Busch still thinks that he needs to come in occasionally. Already sponsorship offers coming in. Jai for John West Townley. Whoever it was for John Nemechek. It's just simple marketing. You're going to want a guy who can put a car up front so that your sponsor can get exposure. That's the entire purpose of sponsoring, is for exposure for their product so that they get paid too. And we've seen it already with John West Townley and John Nemechek, that if you can put a car up front, you know, once the Cup driver spotlight's out of the way, people start paying attention to the other guys, which means you start getting extra sponsorship. And that's the biggest thing. That's the biggest thing. It takes away sponsorship, points, prize money, and exposure. That's what Cup driver does to Xfinity Series drivers. It doesn't help them. It doesn't help them learn anything. All it helps them learn is that if you do somehow make it to the Cup Series, then dominate every Xfinity race, and apparently that's all that people will talk about, you know? And like I said in the original one, I didn't say it in the last one because the last one was just a full-blown rant because I'm just so sick and tired of this happening every single week. But it's not that I hate Kyle Busch. I don't even hate Kyle Busch. I would be a fan of Kyle Busch if he didn't race in the Xfinity Series. I've been saying this for years. I would be a fan of Kyle Busch if he didn't race in the Xfinity Series. But you just gotta go in there and just take away all four of those things from all the Xfinity Series drivers. Shut the fuck up, would you please? You know, it's just every single time. But yeah, that's the biggest thing. Biggest thing here. That's my point, basically. So this is probably the volume that I'm going to be recording the race review after today, because I feel like shit. But that's all right. I haven't been sick for like a month, so it's got to happen eventually. Because that's my fucking life. But anyway, yeah, that's the extent of this video. So